कितने साल के हो?
17।
इन लोगों ने जबरदस्ती रखा है यहाँ पे। हम लोग तुम जैसी लड़कियों की हेल्प करते हैं यहाँ से निकलने में।
So about 14 years ago, I stumbled upon a story about global sex trafficking. A girl from India was found in a container in LA, and that's where this all started. I didn't understand what she was doing there, how she was trafficked, why she was trafficked. So that was how I got sucked into the world of global sex trafficking. And literally 10 years later, after doing a lot of research, working with NGOs, going on raids, working with activists, came the real life stories, and through the real life stories came the screenplay for Love Sonia. Oh, very good question.
First time we've been asked that. Thank you.
Because of my background with line producing and producing, we had a company that existed that was able to get around a lot of red tape. Also, the biggest thing was that technically, I was Indian. I live in the US, but I'm an Indian.
Yeah.
And so the laws that apply to me making a film are very different than apply to, say, when we did Slumdog.
Yeah.
The government doesn't get involved in looking at a script.
Right.
And, there was no censoring. I was able to just go out and make it. But we definitely made it under the radar. We had to be very careful shooting in real life locations.
Yeah.
So it was pretty tricky.
No.
Yeah, no backlash, but we had a few instances during the movie, when the movie was coming out. We had a few small, tiny threats, which, went away. And we did everything under the radar. We didn't make a big deal about anything.
Yeah.
We didn't have crazy protection. And the truth is that the movie, even though it came out wide, maybe because it didn't do well, maybe that's why there wasn't any type of...
No, but you had people on social media saying things like,
true.
you want to show India in bad light.
Yeah.
I can't understand why people are bothered about reputation when the truth is really out there and they can see what's happening.
I often find that happens with things like this in India.
Yes.
They're swept under the carpet.
That's right.
Yeah.
We deny it. It doesn't happen. So we can just pretend and ignore it, right? Which you guys done a great job in highlighting something that is going on a daily basis that needs to be brought to the forefront in the Western world and in media generally.
Yeah, sometimes I hope that, which is why we're here, which is why we went to LA and New York. The more we talk about it outside of India, it just gets a little more validation in our sort of post-colonial mindset and helps us further the cause in India, to be very honest. Last year, there were two big stories in India. There was a state-run orphanage in Bihar and a state-run orphanage in UP, in UP or Madhya Pradesh. And in both of those, girls had gone missing, who were underage girls. And they had gone missing because the traffickers assumed because they're orphans, no one's going to come looking for them.
Yeah.
These are huge stories. Any other part of the world that this would have happened, it would have really created world news. But it's kind of something that we're normalizing it every day. So I think a film like this is very, very important in India. You had 14 years, I think.
Yeah. For me, I had a longer time to cope with it. I think that once I handed over the research to Richa, and she did her own research and came up with this character, I could see what she went through, and she is forever changed, don't you think?
I feel like that there has been a shift, definitely. And I met a lot of girls for the research because the stuff you read something on paper, it doesn't really feel real, and you meet somebody in flesh. You see them with their disease, you see them like with a teenage son when they're just 24. You're bound to be affected by that. You're bound to look at everything more carefully and be aware that, okay, I'm in this area, this is a restaurant, there's a really older man with a girl who looks like she's 15 and dressing up to look like she's 19. What is going on? You become more aware. You want to prevent that kind of suffering. My character was Madhuri. She was somebody who suffered the same fate as Sonia, but when she was 12. So she was actually even younger than Sonia when she had to go through all this rubbish. But and then she becomes a part of the ecosystem, which is what generally happens. The oppressed also become the oppressor because they want to just survive, and they know how hard it is if they don't comply. So there is violence. There is always the threat of violence looming large in from the big pimp of the brothel. So so that was her arc, and obviously in the end, if you've seen the film, she's kind of like a savior.
कैसे भी ढूंढ कर निकालूंगी. Love, Sonia.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.